Bugungi darsimizda Cambridge 12-kitobining Test 7 Passage 1 haqida gaplashamiz va birinchi navbatda titlni ko'rib olishimiz kerak va titldan thank you. Titldan bu nima haqida ekanligini topib olishimiz kerak va xususida o'zi ko'rganingizdek Flying Tortoise, demak xususida biologiya, zoologiya bo'yicha bilimlarimizni ishga solishga harakat qilamiz va biologiya, zoologiya bo'yicha yangi ma'lumotlarni o'qishga harakat qilsak kerak. Va bu xususida o'zi ko'rganingizdek bizda birinchi qismdan 1 dan 7gacha matching headings berilgan. Matching headings faqatgina passageni o'qigan holda keyin javoblarga qarab topish mumkin. Va undan keyin esa one word only, demak bu qismda feelings gap summary completionga ham o'xshaydi. Decline of Galapagos tortoise haqida ma'lumot berilgan. Xo'p, buni nima qilishimiz kerak? Birinchi navbatda bu savollarga qarab chiqishimiz kerak, chunki masalan paragraf B ni headingini topish uchun buni o'qiyotganimizda biz o'sha paragraf B ni o'qiyotganimizda bu savollarni javoblarni qoldirib ketishni xohlamaymiz. O'shuning uchun ham buni topamiz, birinchi tushunib olamiz nima so'ralayotganligini va keyin javoblarni o'qishni boshlaymiz. Masalan 17-asr 1790 hunted by someone, habitat destruction lar haqida ma'lumot ketgan. O'shani topishga harakat qilamiz va birinchidan keyin birga o'qib boshlaymiz. Forests of spiny cacti cover much of the uneven lava plains that separates the interior of the Galapagos island of Isabella, with its first 5 distinct volcanoes. The island resembles a lunar landscape. Only the thick vegetation of the skirt of the often cloud-covered peak offers respite from the barren terrain below. The inhospitable environment is home to the giant tortoise. Sometime after the Galapagos burst, around 5 million years ago, the islands were colonized by one or more tortoises from mainland. And these ancestral tortoises settled into the islands. The different populations adapted to unique environments, giving rise to at least 14 different subspecies. Island life agreed with them. In the absence of significant predators, they grew to become the largest and longest living tortoise on the planet, weighing more than 400 kilometers, occasionally exceeding 2 meters length and living for more than a century. Wow! The flying tortoise. Demak, Galapagos demak orollaridagi yirik toshbaqalar haqida ma'lumot berilgan. 17-asr hali chiqmadi. Bu toshbaqa haqida ma'lumot berilgan. 14 ta subspeciesga bo'linib ketgan ekan. Tarixi haqida ma'lumot berilgan ekan. Importance of getting the time and haqida ma'lumot yo'q. Young meets old haqida ma'lumot yo'q. Development to the disadvantage of the tortoise population haqida ma'lumot yo'q. Planning a bigger idea haqida ma'lumot yo'q. Populate the island haqida ma'lumot bor. Mana kelgan, South Amerikadan kelgan yoki bittadan ortig'i 14 ta subspeciesga bo'linib ketganligi haqida ma'lumot bor. Shuning uchun ham bu qismda 5 ni olishga qaror qildik. Keyingiga o'tamiz. Carrying out a careful prepared operation haqida ma'lumot yo'q. Looking for home for instant islands tortoise haqida ma'lumot yo'q. Start of the conservation project haqida ma'lumot yo'q. Keyingiga o'tib ketamiz. Before the human arrival, the Archipelagos tortoise numbered in the hundreds of thousands. From the 17th century onwards, pirates took a few on board for food, but the arrival of whaling ships saw this exploitation grow exponentially. Relatively immobile and capable of surviving for months without food or water. Wow. The tortoises were taken on board the ships to access food supplies during long ocean passages. Sometimes these bodies were passed on to high-grade oil, processed into In total, estimates of 200,000 animals were taken from the archipelago before the 20th century. Historical exploitation was then exacerbated by the settlers came to the island. They hunted tortoises and destroyed their habitat to clear the land for agriculture. They also introduced alien species ranging from cattle, pigs, rodents, rats, and dogs to plants and ants, and as a prey on the eggs. And young tortoises or damages destroys their habitat. Demoqsimda bu tortoiselarni qanaqa qilib yo'qib ketganligi haqida batafsil ma'lumot bergan. Getting timing no, young means all no. Development to the disadvantage of tortoise population bor mana. Bu tortoise populationini aholisini zarariga ishlagan o'zgarishlar mana. Pirates bor, whaling ships bor, settlers bor, hamma narsani 20-asrgacha butunlay yo'q qirib tashlaganligi haqida ma'lumot bor. Shuning uchun ham o'shni olamiz, belgilaymiz. Keyin boshqa rangga o'tamiz. Next color. This color maybe. Why not? Xo'p, keyingiga o'tamiz. Lekin 1790-yili bo'lganligi sababli bu savollarga ham javob berishga harakat qilamiz. Filling the gap or summary completion. Hop, the several numbers taken on tubes used by hop 17-asrda pirates took a few on board. Mana pirates for food. by someone, the pirates, piratlar tomonidan, qaroqchilar tomonidan ovqat sifatida olingan ekan. Very large numbers taken on the whaling ships, kept for something and used to produce something. Demak, kept for so grow exponentially. Without food, tortoises were taken on board the ships to access a food supply. Demak, food supply haqida sifatida ishlagan yoki processed into high grade oil yoki oil qilingan. Xo'p, food yoki oil produce oil. Xo'p, hunted by someone on the island. Demak, orolda kimlar tomonidandir settled bo'lishgan menimcha. Mana they hunted. Demak, settlers. They hunted. Demak, settlers bo'ladi. Yangi kelganlar, ko'chmanchilar tomonidan settlers tomonidan hunt qilingan. Keyingisiga o'tamiz. Xo'p, habitat destruction for the establishment of agriculture by various something to non-native to islanders, which also fed on baby tortoise and tortoise something. Baby tortoise mana young tortoise bor, or damage and destroy their habitat bor yoki prey on degani yeyish, eggs. Demak, unda bolalarni yeb qo'ygan yoki ularni eglarni yeb qo'ygan. Eggs tuxumlarni yeb qo'ygan. Bu qismni e'tiborga berishingiz kerak bo'lgan qism egg emas, eggs bo'ladi, chunki bu qismda eggs yozilgan. O'shanga e'tibor berishingiz kerak. Ko'pchilik odam egg yozib ketadi, keyin xafa bo'lib o'tiradi. Nimaga javobim xato bo'ldi deb. O'zida tekstda qanaqa struktura berilgan bo'lsa, o'sha strukturani ishlatmasangiz bo'lmaydi. Tekstda, yana bir qaytaraman, tekstda qanaqa struktura berilgan bo'lsa, o'shani ishlatmasangiz bo'lmaydi, xato qilasiz. Shuni e'tiborga olishga urinib ko'ring. For establishment of agriculture, clear to land for agriculture bor, introduced alien species. Hop, by various non-native to the island. Demak, qismda alien sinonimi non-native qismda. Non-native to the island. Islandga, orolga not native, ya'ni native bo'lmagan, tub aholisi bo'lmagan specieslarni, various species kelganligi natijasida. Species ants. Really? Wow. Species bo'ladi. Xo'p, bu qismdagi javoblarimiz tugadi. Faqatgina endi matching informationga, matching headingsga e'tibor qaratgan holda javoblarni bajarishga harakat qilamiz. Bo'ldi. Keyingiga o'tib ketamiz. Today only 11 of the origins of species survived, and those of these several are highly endangered. 1989, work began on tortoise breeding center just outside the town of Isabella, and dedicated to protect the island's tortoise populations. The center's captive breeding program proved to be extremely successful. Eventually had to deal with an overpopulation problem. Wow! 89-yilda boshlangan ekan conservation projectlar, o'shani saqlab qolish proyektlari shunchalik kuchli bo'lgan ekanki, unga overpopulation muammo bo'lib qolgan ekan. Xo'p, importance of getting timing no information, young means of no information. Bu haqida ishlatib bo'ldik, buni ishlatib bo'ldik. Blending bigger idea haqida ma'lumot yo'q. Carrying out a paired operation haqida ma'lumot yo'q. Looking for home ma'lumot yo'q. Start of the conservation project bor. Mana start of the conservation project work began 89-yilda boshlangan, shuning uchun ham buni 8 olishimiz kerak bo'ladi. Shu bilan 8 ga o'tib ketamiz. Keyingisiga o'tamiz. Keyingisiga o'tishda lekin boshqalarni ishlatamiz. I don't like this color anymore. The problem was also pressing one. Captive breeding tortoise can be reintroduced into the wild until they are at least 5 years old, weigh at least 4.5 kilograms, which their size and weight and their hardened shells are sufficient to protect them from predators. But if people wait too long after the point, the tortoise eventually become too large to transport them. O'zingiz ko'rganingizdek, bu qismda vaqt haqida gapirgan problema, muammoli o'sha davleniyali narsa. Masalan, 5 yoshgacha reintroduce qaytib tabiatga, yovvoyi tabiatga berib bo'lmaydi, chunki 4,5 kilogramga bormaguncha, o'zini weight size to'g'ri kelmaguncha, shell qobig'i qattiqroq va o'zini predator, ya'ni predator hechniklardan o'zini himoya qila oladigan pointga bormaguncha chiqarib bo'lmaydi. Undan agar keyin ko'p kutib qolinsa, u juda ham ko'p katta bo'lib ketadi transportatsiya qilib bo'lmaydi. Shuning uchun importance of getting the timing right degan javobni olamiz. Buni 1 qilib qo'yamiz. Bu tugadi. Keyingisiga o'tamiz. Next one. For years, repatriation efforts were carried out on small numbers, but with the tortoise carried on the back of man over the long. Wow, seriously? Over the week-long treacherous hikes along the north. What? Why the hell? Like why? But in November 2010, environmentalists, this guy, a visiting private motor yacht captain and helicopter pilot gathered around the table in a small cafe and to work out more ambitious reintroduction. More ambitious, yani более амбициозный reintroduction qarashgan. They must use helicopter to move 300 of the breeding center turtles to various locations close to Sierra Negra. O'z ko'rgazdik oldingacha shu paytgacha bo'lgan vaziyatda kichik holatlarda kichik vaziyatlarda qilingan bu ishlar odamlarning orqasida ortilgan, lekin 2010-yilda helikopter egasi, yaxtani egasi o'tirishgan ekanda yaxshiroq bir kuchliroq ish qilmasak bo'lmaydi. Birdaniga 300 tasini yo'q qilishgan ekan. 300 tasini transportatsiya qilgan ekan. Yangi bitta oldigan ma'lumot yo'q. Planning bigger degan ma'lumot bor. Chunki mana kafeda o'tirib plan qilganlar haqida ma'lumot bor. Shuning uchun ham buni to'rtta olishimiz ehtimoli juda ham katta. 4 that's it done. Keyingisiga o'tib ketamiz. This unprecedented effort was made possible by the owners of 67-meter yacht who provided with free use of their helicopter and experienced pilot, as well as the logistical support of the yacht, its captain, crew. Originally an air ambulance, the yacht's helicopter has a rear double door and large internal space that's well suited for cargo. So custom craft were designed to hold up 33 tortoises with a total weight of 150 kilograms. This weight together with that of a fuel, pilot and 4 crew approached the helicopter's maximum pilot, and there were times when it was clearly right on the edge of helicopter's capabilities. During the period of 3 days, a group of volunteers from the breeding center worked around the clock to prepare young tortoises for transport. Meanwhile, park wonders dropped off ahead of time in remote locations, cleared landing sites with the thick brush, cacti and lava rocks. O'z ko'rganingizdek, Boqsunda reintroductionni qanaqa kechganligi haqida ma'lumot berilgan ekan. 67 metrlik yaxtani egasi oldi ishladi degan ekan. O'sha operatsiyani qanaqa ravishda bo'lganligi haqida ma'lumot bor. Shuning uchun ham carrying out a carefully prepared operation olamiz. Oldi deb yozib qo'yamiz javobini. 6 rangni o'zgartirib olamiz hozir. Keyingisiga o'tamiz. Yashil. Upon their release, their juvenile tortoises quickly spread over ancestral territory, investigating their new surroundings, feeding on the vegetation. Eventually, one tiny tortoise came across a fully grown giant who had been lumbering around the islands around 100 years. Wow! Kichkina tortoise, toshbaqacha gigant oldiga kelib olgan ekan. Yangi mitsa oldi bo'ladi bu. Yangi mitsa oldi bo'ladi bu. Demak, bu javob ikkinchi javob bo'ladi. Bo'ldi, boshqa o'qib o'tirish ham shart emas, chunki 8 marta o'qidim, shuning uchun hamma javoblarni eslayman. Shu bilan bugungi qisqa analizimiz o'z nihoyasiga yetadi. Sizlarni keyingi darslarda kutib qolamiz. Agar muammo bo'ladigan bo'lsa, takliflar bo'ladigan bo'lsa, kommentarda qoldiring. That's it guys. Bye bye.